In this episode, we'll be talking about how to finally create and finish your online course.
Welcome to the Online Course Coach Podcast, brought to you by TrueFocusMedia.com. Whether you're a beginner or expert, this is the podcast for the latest in online course creation tips, news, interviews, and ideas. And here's your coach, Jeff Long.
Welcome back to another episode of the Online Course Coach Podcast. Again, my name is Jeff Long, and we're going to be talking about some really fun things this episode. And let me just give a little bit of background about what I've been doing the last few weeks and the last few months. So I've had a lot of fun the last few weeks, the last few months, in fact. I've been able to travel different places for some conferences, as well as some different video projects that I've been a part of. I was in the Midwest, actually in Iowa, doing a project for a college that was video related, and then also was in Nashville in January doing a smaller video project with one of the members of my mastermind group. I'm in Dan Miller's mastermind group, and Dan Miller is the author of 48 Days to the Work You Love, and his podcast is one of my favorites, the 48 Days online radio show. It's a fantastic podcast. I encourage you to listen to it. And we did an activity this year, or this time. Usually we meet about 3 or 4 times a year there in Nashville. And it's about 30 or 40 of us from all walks of life, all backgrounds. Some are, very accomplished people in, industry leaders in their area. So there are some, authors and speakers and coaches and course creators, but there's also some doctors and lawyers and video producers and some other things that are in different industries. So it's a really good mix of different ages, different industries, and different expertise. And a lot of times we focus on building our business, and it's a great mastermind group. But this time we talked about giving and giving back. And so today I want to talk real briefly about giving back, and then a goal exercise that I love to do when I'm coaching people with their online courses. So the reason I want to talk about giving back is I don't think it really gets talked about enough in this industry. A lot of times people are talking about, how can we sell more and make more and help more people? And while that is all very good, I think giving back is a good thing to keep your eye on. In fact, sometimes people, they almost feel selfish or dirty that they're so focused on making more money or impacting more people. But, if you can decide that, hey, 10% of what I make will go back towards maybe it's your church, maybe it's an organization in your community, a nonprofit, maybe they're feeding the poor, maybe they're helping people in some way locally, nationally, or internationally, that is definitely a good thing to consider. And it was really cool to hear these people in my mastermind group, very successful entrepreneurs, very successful business owners, and to hear the stories of what they're doing. And a lot of times, in fact, one of the members said, a lot of the giving that I'm doing isn't even tax deductible, meaning it's just kind of out of my own, pocket. I'm not trying to get a tax break. I'm just trying to help somebody else. And it seems like a lot of times entrepreneurs and business owners, they get a bad rap in the media or in the public because, yes, they're trying to make money. That's the purpose of a business, right? But a lot of times what doesn't get the press is the amount of good that entrepreneurs are doing. And let's be honest, the more money you make, the more you can impact other people, the more you can help, the more you can serve, and the more you can give back. So that's just been on my mind the last few weeks since I've been at my mastermind group there in Nashville, Tennessee. And it really helps, keep me focused, that it's not just about making more for myself and to hold on to it. And again, some people, give, 1% or whatever, and they're always trying to make more, but I don't think that's a good ratio. So I'll leave that up to you, whatever you think is a good amount to give, whether it's financially, whether it's of your time, whether it's of your things you own. It could be helping somebody with a car. In fact, just today, I helped somebody move into a new house. And I'll be honest, I hate moving. A while ago, we moved into a new house. Wasn't my favorite thing. So helping somebody that I didn't really know move into their house, it wasn't fun, I'll just be honest. But it was something I wanted to give back and to help. All right, so let's get into the next section. And this is a goal building exercise I do when I'm coaching people that hire me for course coaching. And so it's a really fun exercise, and I really want you to do this. And we're still towards the start of the year, the beginning-ish of the year, but you can do this whenever you are planning your next course. When you're planning something big, this is what I want you to do. So the first thing is to determine what you want. All right, so what do you want, with your course? Are you trying to make a certain amount of money? Are you trying to teach a certain amount of students? Are you trying to build your platform? What is it that you want? And what I always do is I ask for a wimpy goal. What's the lowest? So maybe it's what you want to make with your course. So maybe the lowest you want to make is $500 or $200 or something that you feel like you should be able to attain. Maybe it's the amount of students. Maybe it's just 10 students. Hey, if I could start and launch my course with 10 students, that would prove this idea. And then think of that middle goal, that goal that you think you probably could hit. It seems reasonable, so maybe it's, hey, I want to make my first $1,000. I think I could do that, with a good amount of the quality of the course, as well as my marketing strategy. I think I could make $1,000, or maybe that's, a certain amount of students. Maybe it's 25, 50, maybe it's 100 students you want to start out with. And then thirdly, what is a big, hairy, audacious goal that you think, man, that I don't even know that I could fathom that. Maybe it's a certain amount of money that you're getting each month from your course. Maybe it's a certain amount of affiliates or partners, or maybe it's growing your influence in your platform. Maybe you're going to be on different podcasts. Maybe it's going to be, blogging and writing and building up that infrastructure as you're creating that course. So again, think of the lowest, kind of the wimpy goal. You're like, I could do that in my sleep. And then think of a middle goal that is very attainable. And then think of that scary goal. What amount of money seems like a miracle if you could make that on your course? Or how many students do you feel like would be a miracle if you could get that amount? Because a lot of times as you're thinking through your course, it starts with your mindset. If you can just think these things, and I'm not one of these, kind of mystical, woo-woo guys. I'm kind of, I don't know, I'm more maybe grounded or practical. I don't know. I like to be inspired. I read inspirational books and podcasts and want to be around people that are positive, but it does begin with your mindset. If you think, oh, this course will never make anything, I don't even know why I'm wasting my time, then you're not going to put everything into that course. And it's just going to come across, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, that you don't have a good attitude about your own course. So the first thing is your mindset. The second thing is the strategy. You need to think about a strategy of how to get where you need to go. And then thirdly are the actions you need to take to get there. So what do you need to actually do to get the results you want? And then lastly are the results. So mindset, then strategy, then actions get you the results that you want. So the next part of this exercise is almost thinking negative. Maybe you could ask yourself if you've launched your course, why hasn't my course been successful to this point? And you might be thinking, well, maybe I haven't made the time, or maybe I'm always in learning mode, so I haven't even made my course. Or maybe I'm scared of the unknown and I don't know how to market it. Or maybe you haven't reached out to potential partners and affiliates. So maybe you have a good traction, but you haven't leveraged your course to the fullest. So why hasn't your course been successful if you have a course? And I could even ask this, why haven't you created a course if you haven't created your course yet? Maybe it's just in the idea phase. Because I meet a lot of people, and I know a lot of you as listeners, you don't have your course up. That's part of your research, is listening to these podcasts, whether it's me giving the information or these interviews. is learning from other people. And I think that's fantastic. I love doing research, but I think it's easy to get caught up in research mode, in learning mode, and you can get that paralysis by analysis. All right, so now that we've kind of looked at the negative side, why haven't you had the success you have wanted? Why haven't you been able to make the headway you've wanted? Let's do, one of my coaches said, let me take you to Disneyland. Let's dream. Let's look at the top of the mountain of success and what did you do to get there? And this is a really powerful part of this exercise. So what is your big, hairy, scary goal? Maybe it was making, $30,000 a month. Maybe it was, 1,000 students or 2,000. I don't know what that number is for you. That seems just scary and crazy. But think of what you did to get there and dream about that. Close your eyes. Think about what you did to get to your goal. All right, so take a second. Even close your eyes. Think about what you did to get there. So now that you have that vision of, hey, I'm at the top, I've reached even that big, hairy, scary goal that I didn't think I could do, pick a date in the future. And this might be 6 months, it might be a year. So let's just say January 1st of next year. So you wake up in the morning, you check your bank account or you check your learning management system to find that you've reached your goal. You've made X amount of dollars that month. You've sold X amount of courses. You have X amount of students. I'm going to give you a call and I'm going to say, hey, what did you do to reach that goal? And so I'm going to ask you that. What did you do to reach the goal that you had? So you might laugh and say, it worked. That's awesome. I did it. And it was easier than I thought it would be. So you decided to take a long weekend and do something fun with your family, your friends. Maybe you want to go to the zoo or water park or whatever with your family or just hang out with your friends. And so I'm going to ask you, what did you do to get to your goal? It might be you created a detailed action plan and you put dates for each item. Maybe you got laser focused on the strategy that you wanted to follow. Maybe you spent a little money, with graphics or coaching or putting your videos together so it looks a lot better. So the overall value was there versus just kind of hacking it together and it just kind of looked homemade versus professional. And then I ask you, so the first question I ask you is, what did you do to reach your goal? And you tell me the answer. The next thing is, what did you let go of? Because I find that everybody's busy. In fact, I've been very busy the last few weeks and months, but you know what? I bet you have as well. So what did you let go of so you could finish your course? You could better market your course. You could get more students into your course. Whatever that goal is, what did you let go of? So maybe it's doing everything yourself. Maybe you did hire a coach, or maybe you did bring people on board to build your website or to build different parts of the course with you. Maybe it was trying to work on other projects beside your course. Isn't it interesting when we have a big project we want to do? So maybe it's your course. We always find different things. Oh, I need to clean my office. Or, I need to work on this other project. You work on things that aren't as high a priority versus working on things that you really do want to do, but you just naturally put off. Maybe you were afraid to even get started and you let go of being afraid, and that was the key to your success. Maybe you were making excuses. You were saying, I can make this awesome online course. I have the experience, the knowledge. I'll just do it someday. And you let go of the excuses that you were making. And those excuses could be being busy, or you didn't have the time, you didn't have the right setup, the right computer, the right website, whatever that is. You told me that you stopped making those excuses. So let's kind of go back. So the first thing I ask you is, what do you want? That's step number one. Whether it's monetary, whether it's the number of students, whatever that is, think of a simple goal, a medium range goal, and a big, hairy, scary goal. The next thing is Ask yourself, why hasn't your course been successful? Or why haven't you reached those goals? And then look at the top of the mountain of success and ask yourself, how did you get there? And then pick a date in the future. And I'm going to call you on that date and just pretend that you have made that big, hairy, scary goal. And I ask you, what did you do to reach that goal? And what did you do? What did you let go of to reach that goal? So the last step is, what do you need to do to reach your goal? A lot of times we overcomplicate things. We make excuses. We don't plan accordingly. We think, technology, I don't understand. It's too scary. I don't know which learning management system to choose, or I'm scared of being on video. But if you just take these simple steps, I can almost guarantee that it's going to be easier than you thought. So what do you need to do to reach your goal? Well, I hope this exercise was impactful for you. I know it has for a lot of people that have gone through this. And like I said, this is one of the things we do when I coach people. So if you need a coach, if you need somebody to help coach you through the online course, just system and what works, what doesn't work, building your course, the technology, I've done it all. Half of my company is website development and video production. And the in-between where those meet are online courses. And so we have, tons of experience building quality websites and courses, building the videos, making them not just engaging, but attractive. And, they don't have to be super complex. They can be something that you can do yourself. So if you need a coach, feel free to reach out to me. You can email me personally, jeff@onlinecoursecoach.com. I'd love to talk with you, see if we're a good fit, see if this is something that you want to move ahead with. And then lastly, we've got some really cool interviews coming up here in the next several episodes. And I will be at Social Media Marketing World in March. That is in San Diego, March 22nd through 24th, I believe. So if you're going there, shoot me an email or on Twitter, let me know. I'm Jeff_Long. That's my Twitter handle, which is @Jeff_Long. That'd be awesome just to meet you, meet some of the listeners. Maybe we could have an impromptu hangout, grab some lunch or something like that. I would love to chat with you there. In fact, I'll be there with Dan Miller and some of my friends that are in my mastermind group, Aaron Walker, Andy Traub, a few of the other ladies and gentlemen that are in my mastermind are going to make the trip out to Social Media Marketing World. So I'd love to meet with you there if you're going to be there. And then also we are launching the new website here soon. So I will let you know when that happens at onlinecoursecoach.com. I'm excited for that, working with my designer and my team on building that out. So some fun things coming up. Well, thanks for listening to another episode of the Online Course Coach podcast. I love the interactions, the emails, the tweets that you send me. That is super helpful just to know where you are coming from, what you're wanting to learn, because this podcast is fun. I have a blast. I love doing it, and it is my goal and my mission to help you, to teach many, to impact millions. So keep creating those courses. Keep up the good hard work. It's worth it, and you can do it because your audience needs you, your students need you, and the world needs you to create your courses so that we can learn better, we can learn together, and we can learn more efficiently. So keep creating those courses and keep coming back to the Online Course Coach podcast.